Okay, transgender is basically an umbrella word. Okay, it's the main word there. Okay, it's the main topic, transgender. So trans is basically transform, and gender it's either male to female. But again, when you talk about gender, it's not what lies between your legs, but it's how you perceive yourself. Okay, so that's gender. Then below the transgender, we have the transsexual. Okay, transsexuals are basically someone who is born, for example, a baby boy. Okay, tends to grow up towards feminine, feminine side. So a transsexual people often changes their or modify their body towards the opposite sex. Okay, we have male to female and we have female to male. So that's a transsexual. And again, transsexual people, we have also pre and post op, because not all transsexual have to go for sex change. Some of them, they are comfortable with their body, so they tend to live as a transsexual person. Okay, that's transsexual. And below transsexual, we have transvestites. Okay, transvestites basically, they are linked towards cross-dressers. They could be gay, they could be a guy, they could be effeminate boy or something. So they tend to cross-dress, or they tend to wear female clothes just for the fetish side. It's just because it's either they want to attract another man, it's because of sex work. So for them, when in the daytime they can be as a man, living as a man, but at night they can just change as a woman. So there's a big difference about transvestites. Okay, transvestites wouldn't want to alter their body. They're happy with what they have. So basically they are men. So that's transvestites. And then we have the transvestites. We have the cross-dressers, which I mentioned earlier. Okay, this is what's going on now. Here, not just overseas, but here in Malaysia, we have some men who are straight men. They tend to cross-dress just for fetish. We have wife calling us up and asking her why this is happening. But again, these straight men, they are not gays. Okay, they just like to wear woman clothes, pantyhose, bra, and so on, when having sex with their. Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to mention that. Okay, when having a relationship with their wife, they tend to wear female clothes, but after that it's just back to normal. So those are cross-dressers. And then we have the drag queens. Drag queens are basically gay men or effeminate men that drags for performance. They will impersonate, for example, Tina Turner, Cheer, and so on. And they are very flamboyant. The way they dress up, it's very out of the bomb. With all those big wigs, pink, red, whatever. So those are drag queens. So as you can see, as I mentioned earlier, when you talk about transsexuals and all these other terms, all this other group, we are totally different. We are not about sexuality. That's why when I talk about gender and sexuality is totally different topic. And that's the reason why we have the MSM program. MSM is men, sex with men, and then we have the transgender program. Okay, sadly to say, here in Malaysia, when you talk about job options for transgender, it's very limited, very, very limited. Again, even though a transgender person is qualified based on their qualification, okay, they are still judged based on their appearance, and sadly to say, most transgender have to shift to Kuala Lumpur, because Kuala Lumpur, there are more opportunity compared to other states here in Malaysia. Maybe because in Kuala Lumpur people here are more open-minded, and again, when you come talking about jobs, most transgender, because they are not given proper or opportunity to get a proper job, they end up doing sex work. So that's the reason why that you can see the population of transgender which is involved in sex work is high compared to those who are having a proper job. But again, we have successful transgender here in Malaysia itself. We have writer, we have journalists, we have a computer engineer, we have people that are involved in filmmaking and so on. We have makeup artists, professional makeup artists, so it's a variance of job scope here for the transgender here. So the reason why I'm saying this is that I want people to get out of these stereotyping. You know, when I talk about transgender, it's all about beauty, it's all about makeup. But actually, transgender people can do more than that. Okay, in general, from my observation, I feel that the younger generation, they are more acceptance, you know, compared to the older generation. But when it comes to society, the thing about society, whatever they see in the media, regardless of the TV, papers or whatever they read, they believe. So because the media, the mainstream media, especially the mainstream media, they tend to portray transgender people as deviant, as, you know, something which is totally negative towards the society, you know, this and that. So that indirectly will the society will respond negative towards the transgender people. Being a transgender people is not wrong. It's just being who you are. You are not causing harm to the society.